Welcome back to the Stache Club Wrestling Podcast. My name is John.
My name is Dante.
And we listened, huh? We listened to you. We're back on the correct sides.
We read the comments.
Everyone
you
was
read the
freaking
comments.
out.
You read the comments. We listen to the people. Yeah, apparently I didn't even notice that we did it last week that we switched sides, but apparently everyone else did.
I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but
Ruffled a lot of feathers.
We are here, if not to appease the listeners.
We wouldn't be here without you guys, so the least we can do
is sit on the correct
switch
side.
Seats, yeah.
Before we get too deep into this, I want to let everyone know this episode is sponsored by Babbel. We're going to hear more from them later in the show, but thank you, Babbel, for sponsoring today's episode.
Shout out Babbel.
Big episode.
Huge
episode. A ton to talk about. We're going to start off with our Clash at the Castle predictions. It's on this, it's Saturday, right?
It is this Saturday.
This Saturday afternoon for us. A whopping 5 matches.
Well, honestly, I don't mind the short match. I'm a big component of quality over quantity.
For sure.
And I think these matches, like there were 5 matches at Backlash. These are almost all championship matches. And I think a few, they're a bit more unpredictable. So I don't mind. I don't mind the 5
I
matches.
would have argued, if you're going to have like 2 small ones back to back, I would have argued maybe have like 1 or 2 more on Backlash.
Sure.
And then have this one be the smaller one, you know? Because this card feels, like you said, there's more championship matches. It feels more stacked.
Big time.
But the 5 matches we have, unless, again, we're recording this on Thursday, so unless somehow it's on SmackDown,
added,
I doubt it because they're already in Scotland.
Yeah.
I think they're in Scotland for SmackDown tomorrow. But it'll be the women's tag team title match, Intercontinental Championship match, women's championship match, undisputed WWE Championship match, and the World Heavyweight Championship
All championship matches.
Yeah, I didn't really even notice
both the world championships are on the line. One of the mid cards, and then 2 women's titles are on the line. Love to see that.
Men's tag team division's in the gutter, huh? 2 sets of titles, not one being defended.
I'm seeing a whole lot of slander online for the tag team reigns right now. A lot of people are getting tired of Miz and Truth and Theory and Grayson Waller right now.
See, Miz and Truth I'm fine with. But Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, I'm bored.
I'm more bored of Grayson and Theory, but I'm not like tired of either of them.
Oh, I'm
because Miz and first of all, Miz and Truth, people have been pushing for that for so long, and we finally got it. Now people are turning on it. I think that's kind of ridiculous.
Classic.
And Grayson and Theory, I do believe that it is a little watered down, but at the same time, they're going towards an Austin Theory face turn. So that's kind of like what the end goal here is. So I respect what they're trying to accomplish here, but it would have been nice to see one of them get a match on this card.
But it's also both reigns are fresh from WrestleMania, and we are in June. But I don't know about you, but it still doesn't feel like WrestleMania was that far away.
Sure,
especially only of having Backlash in between. Like,
we're
not that far away.
You can't hot potato these belts and stuff. You got to give a solid reign to these guys. I'm hold on to the belts for a little bit.
But let's start with our predictions. We're gonna start at the top here. We got the women's tag team championship triple threat tag team Bianca and Jade, your champions, versus Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, and Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark.
Okay.
This one, I got some problems with the setup, to be honest with you.
Go ahead.
Because on SmackDown, I forget what the matchup was, but it was Fire or Dawn, and they lost.
Was it against Shayna?
I think it was against Shayna or Zoe.
Or maybe that was on Raw. Oh, no. Yeah, I know. It
was against someone.
Yeah.
Either way, Fire and Dawn got a loss. What I really have a problem with is Shayna Baszler lost her match to Lola Vice in NXT Battleground.
Yes, she did.
So it's like, who am I? Like, I mean, like, I think it's pretty clear if all that didn't happen is Bianca and Jade. But if you're gonna make someone credible, have someone win a damn match here. I mean, I get like the Alba Fire and the Fire and Dawn thing makes sense because they were facing people involved in the match, but don't have Shayna involved in her own match the weekend before her title match.
I thought about that when she had her match on Raw, and I was like, she just lost, but we're supposed to believe that she's supposed to be a credible threat to the tag team championships.
It's like they're trying to like. I mean, they do this a lot with NXT when like someone like a Shayna, like, and by that I mean like a main roster person will go down, and it won't be canon with main roster stuff.
That's what I'm thinking.
Which, like,
is
isn't how it works,
their mindset.
you know?
It's like, oh, that was just NXT. Like that doesn't apply to the main roster,
Right.
But it kind of does.
It
I mean, a
absolutely
loss is a
does.
loss, no matter what brand you're on. So, but hey, that is what it is. I am happy Fire and Dawn are getting thrown back
For sure.
into the championship picture, and they're getting opportunities now. That all being said, I'm picking Bianca and Jade because
Me
they're
too.
not losing yet.
Me too.
Not to either of these teams, and this is my 5.
A lot of this is my 5 as well.
Yeah.
A lot of this card, and we said the same thing with Backlash, and I'm excited for a point. As much as I'm just like, I was like, I guess you would say praising how close we are to coming off from WrestleMania.
Yep.
And things still feel fresh. And we still feel like we're in this new chapter, whatever. I am excited for title matches post Mania to feel like, oh, someone else could win.
Yeah,
because a lot of this card
The
is
triple
like,
threat feel, I think, makes it a little bit more like, they don't have to get pinned or something like that. So it's a little bit more realistic. But again, like, they just won the belts. They're trying to elevate them and stuff. So why would they lose?
Right.
That would be a stupid decision.
yeah, I also have Bianca Jade 5 points. I think that's the easiest one.
Yep.
I do want to talk about while we're here. Like I said, I brought up the Shayna Lola Vice match. Solid match.
Yeah.
I mean, they're by a mile their best attempt at an MMA style.
That's what
thing.
Shayna Ronda Rousey.
Right.
That's what they thought
what
it was
dreamed
gonna
it
be,
was, yeah.
and it was nothing like it at all. No, I mean, I think the concept was great. It's tough because it's like, because MMA fighting can be boring. Like I love watching UFC. Like if there's a big event on, I will watch it. But there are some fights that are 5 rounds and the guys are just standing around like they're playing defensive.
Yeah,
and
it's all technical. All
it's not
defense.
all gonna be like they're going at each other. Like it's gonna be a knockout or a submission. Like it can go to decision. It can be pretty boring. So it's like trying to counter that and be like, how can you make a fight that can be like that entertaining? And they did it. I think they did a solid job at handling that. So
Yeah, I think especially because like toward the end they did like outside stuff and like
Right.
So I think they did a good job at balancing like, oh, this is still a WWE match, but like
I need
the
to go
format,
back and watch most of that event. I saw a lot of the highlights from that match on Twitter. But the other matches I still need to catch up on. But I heard it was a great show.
It was good.
I heard you had a little problem.
Oh,
Thinking it was
yeah.
I mean,
I Googled
Google
it.
fucked you.
Googled it, and also everyone's here victim blame, and everyone's like, "Well, you should have double checked."
It's Google.
Why am I going to double?
Google.
I Googled what time does the event start. I got an answer.
Was it Pacific time?
No. It was just like it was just wrong, and I got an answer, and I was like, okay,
That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
like,
What else are you
awesome.
gonna do?
Cool,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
it's Google. It's supposed to tell you the right time.
I don't know.
Yeah, I got to catch up on. I should have done that.
It's a good show. There was a lot of wrestling. I was like, it took me like between then like Raw being on, and I think I like watched a couple. Like I watched a match or two on that Sunday, and then watched a couple on Tuesday, and like it took me a while to catch up on.
Right. I kept on Saturday.
It was good though. I want to talk about it. I have notes for it later on.
Yeah.
But it was a good show. It was a fun show.
Word.
Okay. Intercontinental Championship match: Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable, straight up 1-on-1. I'll tell you now, this is my 1-pointer.
This is my 2-pointer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not as confident in this.
Curious what I'm proud of the World Heavyweight Championship, I guess. What's your 1 point?
The World Heavyweight
Yeah.
Championship.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I got a couple things.
Okay.
Here.
Point them out.
One, just in the general scheme of things, at this point, I think Chad should win. Like, he's lost to Sami a couple of times, be it a triple threat match, be it a 1-on-1,
And just losing Intercontinental Championship matches in general.
Exactly. And so we're at the point now, and we've said it even like before the last match or like leading up to this one. It's kind of like,
When is it going to happen?
when's it going to happen?
Yeah.
If he loses this one, now what?
Why would he get another opportunity?
Exactly.
If he keeps losing.
Granted, with that said, like, I don't think they need, like, I think it'd be a good time to do it just based on him losing and losing credibility. But
I honestly,
I feel like it'd be a weird time to do it.
I honestly wish they didn't give him a match at this show. I wish they waited for another Chad
kind of agree
Gable
with that,
Sami
yeah.
match. I wish they kind of just like do all the Alpha
It doesn't
Academy
feel as
stuff.
big as it- yeah.
It should feel bigger. It should have been like Chad lost, so give him a little downtime. Give Sami Zayn an opponent or two, like different defenses.
Mm-hmm.
He could have defended the belt here, but just against someone else, and then maybe even if it was against like Otis or something like that, like you can say with the Alpha Academy storyline, because this doesn't feel like if Chad wins, like it'll be great because it's like he finally won it, but at the same time, I feel like it could have been done on I don't even want to say bigger stage because this is being hyped up as a big
huge.
show,
Yeah.
but like I just felt like it could have been built up a little bit more. You know what I mean?
It's also weird that, let's say it does happen and we get this like, because we were thinking it was going to be like, this is like months thinking ago. We thought it was going to be Gunther Chad at Mania.
Yeah.
And we thought WrestleMania was going to be that big Chad moment. We thought, and it happened with Sami and it was still great. It was still a really cool moment, but
it's not. It's a moment, but it's not going to be the same.
I think we're leading up, like that Chad win feels like we're going to lead up to that same big, like, you deserve it crazy moment.
Yeah, right.
It's weird. It'd be weird to do it now when he's doing this like abusive heel, like, and it's not even like a tongue-in-cheek heel, or it's not like an MJF heel, where it's like he's a bad guy, but we're supposed to still love him. Like he's like verbally and mentally abusing.
He's an asshole.
He's an
asshole. Yeah,
and it's not even like a lovable one. It's like, oh no, he's actually a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So it's like it would like imagine if they do. I mean, like there's a couple things with that. It's like, one, it could just be weird in general because it's like, oh, this isn't the feel good. Chad finally did it. It's like the asshole
like
winning.
if he beat Gunther at WrestleMania compared to him beating Sami Zayn after all this is just two different things.
Right.
He still deserves it at the end of the day. It's just like different stories.
And that's why I think if it happens, I think like, because they clearly want him to be this asshole guy that gets booed, whatever.
And I think the character's great.
Oh, I love
think
it. That's
working.
the thing. Yeah,
it's working.
It kind of goes to what you were saying, where it's like, I wish they put this off for a little bit.
Yeah.
And continue with this character. But the other thing, let's say he wins, I think it would be tough for the crowd's gonna go crazy for him,
right?
And then if he's the Intercontinental Champion, like I think they really want him to be the heel that gets booed. I would be I don't know if they want him to win the title, have this feel good moment, and lose the control, I guess for lack of a better term, like the control that they have with the crowd now with him.
I get what you're saying, but I do believe that. I think the initial response is going to be different from how the rest of it plays out, because I feel like even if you're a heel, like when Drew McIntyre beat Seth Rollins at Mania, Drew was the heel. Seth was, Drew's justified, whatever. But like, if it's a heel,
he did get
that's a long time coming. You're gonna get the ovation. I think we're at a point in wrestling.
True
like
too.
if AJ Styles beat Cody Rhodes on Saturday, I'm not saying that's who I picked, but if AJ Styles wins, that crowd's gonna go wild because it's AJ Styles. You know what I mean? Even though he's supposed to be one of the bigger heels right now.
Yeah.
But I don't think that initial response is going to translate and like continue. I still think he'll be, when he comes back to the States too, like this is international crowd, so it's a little different. I think it'll be back to that heel, whatever. Maybe the first night on Raw, he'll get a few "you deserve it" chants, but then he'll shut it down. And he'll be like, "You're right, I do deserve it."
Because he is doing good character work, so he can shift the crowd back
big time. I think that's what it'll be like.
There was something else I had on that. But with him,
who do you have winning?
Yeah, I guess we haven't mentioned that. And I've said it before too. With all that said, is I would love for him to win and be this heel Intercontinental Champion. Like I think it would add a lot. Like I'm not even saying all that to say like it shouldn't happen or I wouldn't want it. It would just be confusing to me because it seems like 2 or 3 different things than the direction they're taking. You know what I mean?
I'm fine with it happening now. I think I would have preferred it happening months ago.
Yeah,
that's how I feel. I'm still in the camp of it should have been Gable beating Gunther, but
I'd rather him be a face. I think winning it.
Yeah, I think it would have been a much bigger moment if he was the face that beat Gunther. I'm not trying to like.
I'm with you.
It
I'm
happened
with you.
like Sami Zayn, great moment. I'm not trying to take it away from him. That was so awesome. But like,
no, I think you can look. You can look back at it. Yeah.
I still would have preferred Gable.
I think now that we're like a few months removed, and I've liked Sami's run. It's cool, but like
Chad's reign
and
could
maybe
be really good.
maybe we wouldn't have gotten this Chad character, but
Sure.
I'm not in the same boat as you. As like now looking back at it, it's like they could have done it for sure.
Yeah.
They could have done it for sure.
Yeah, but hey, we're here. So who do you have?
For 1 point, I was going back and forth. I really was. Did you know learning actually makes a sound? It's true. Listen to this. That's the sound of you learning a new language with Babbel. A few months ago, we got the chance to learn wrestling from an actual pro. The learning curve was shortened with all of the wisdom and advice that was shared directly with us. The same goes with learning other skills as well. Babbel is the pro to go to when it comes to learning a new language. Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons are handcrafted by over 200 language experts to help you start speaking a new language in as little as 3 weeks. Their tips and tools are approachable, accessible, rooted in real-life situations, and delivered with conversation-based teaching so you're ready to practice what you've learned in the real world. Babbel's convenient courses have helped me learn real-life conversation skills in a different language. It's easy to prep for my next trip abroad. Learning how to ask for directions, how to order food, speak to merchants, all without having to consult language apps while I'm on vacation is priceless. Plus, they have speech recognition technology that helps improve your pronunciation and accent. If this sounds good to you, download Babbel today. Here's a special limited time deal for our listeners. Right now, get up to 60% off your Babbel subscription. Only for our listeners. Again, can't stress that enough at babbel.com/stash. Again, get up to 60% off at babbel.com/stash, spelled babbel.com/stash, STACHE. Rules and restrictions may apply. Thank you to Babbel for sponsoring today's episode. Now back to the show. I ultimately went with Sami, but we have Chad.
I have Chad.
I had Chad for a while.
Dude, I'm just in the camp. They got it. If he loses, there's no credibility.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Like, this has to be the time. He was talking to Ivy Nile backstage at Raw during one of the interviews. I think there's going to be some shit that happens. I think maybe this is when the Creed brothers come in.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, like, people are saying because an Otis turn is coming. Maybe that happens on Saturday, and that's what causes Sami to retain. That easily could happen.
Like Maxine interference.
Sure.
We saw the Maxine holding the hand. It's going to be a lot of
I
stuff
have
in
this
here.
as my 2, but this easily could have been my 1. Like, I'm so
That's why,
50-50 on it. I just think, listen, if you're going to do it, like, you can't wait any longer.
Believe me,
you gotta
I'm with
do it
you.
now.
You
have to do it now.
Sami is only a kind of a safety pick.
And I have been a huge fan of Sami's reign. I would have loved him to have a longer title reign if this wasn't the program right now.
Yeah.
But just because of how far we're into this Chad Gable chasing the Intercontinental Championship story, he needs to win it at some point. It has to happen.
And
now.
it could be anything. Like it could be just Alpha Academy. Like I could see a few ways. I could see Alpha Academy gets involved.
Yep.
And just costs him. And that's it.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
And then that's Sami. But if you add on, like you were saying, like Creed brothers, either the Creed brothers replace them that night and help them win, or
on the next Monday on Raw, like Alpha Academy costs Gable, so he goes, "You're out."
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I see it happening both ways. I definitely do.
With all that said, as I wholeheartedly agree with you, and like I was even saying at the beginning of like, now is the time. This is the straight up one-on-one.
Yeah.
This is the time. I do think it should be Chad at this point. And I think it would, like I said, it would add a lot to his character. It would be fun having this asshole like, I finally did it.
And I think he'd have an incredible title reign.
It'd be sick.
I really do think he would.
And you can have a Sami rematch if you want for
Big
sure.
time, 100%.
But no, as my prediction is Sami, I do fully agree that it should be Chad.
Yeah.
It should be Chad.
We'll
but
see.
Playing a little
That's
safe.
one of the unpredictable matches. That's why I'm
arguably one of the I saved the World Heavyweight Championship for last. But,
yeah. All right. What's the next one?
WWE Women's Championship, Bayley versus Piper Niven. This one's pretty cut and dry for me.
Yeah.
Really cool moment for Piper Niven. Really hyped for her. Chelsea Green's going to be with her. It's going to be fun. I'm excited for the ovation she's going to get from the crowd.
Yep.
But
it's,
to sound like a broken record, Bayley's still fresh with it.
Yeah.
This Bayley run hasn't had its
reached
its legs
peak.
yet.
It hasn't really gotten,
This is my 2-pointer.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is my 4-pointer.
The World Heavyweight Championship match should be my 2-pointer. But I think there's something in me that I could just see them weirdly having Piper win just for the crowd. I don't know.
Piper, I mean, listen, she was great when she was in NXT UK, even when she was like outside of WWE. She finally got like her first real promo.
Yeah.
This past Friday on SmackDown.
Yeah.
She was shutting down what'd she say? She goes, when they were doing the what chant, say what if you are incest or something along those lines. Listen, I hope this match leads to just more like, I don't know, more screen time, more just like seriousness. People take her seriously. But yeah, Bayley, this is my 4-pointer. Bayley it's too early into the reign. I think if she loses, it's going to be at a bigger stage, bigger moment, a storyline that's more built up, because this kind of just got put together over the last 2 weeks. You know, I think the match will be great. Happy Piper's getting the match, but I can't see Bayley losing.
Yeah, I'm gonna
too soon.
I'm gonna keep for the sake of like theoretically having it locked in already. I'm gonna keep mine, but yeah, as Bayley could, I'm more confident than the points allude to.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I'm kind of curious why my World Heavyweight. I don't know. I think I did this like 1 a.m. last night, so I'm kind of curious what my points here. Yeah, a little bit.
That's all right.
But
hey, you can always change the confidence points. We're not locked in.
Yeah, but see, I don't want to keep doing that because like I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna end up having the same confidence points, and it's gonna, you know what I mean?
At least we have.
Because if I were to change it, I would put the World Heavyweight Championship as my 2.
Sure. Well, at least we have Chad and Sami changed. We have different picks for that. So no matter what,
I'm gonna
do what you want. Do what you want.
Stick with my stick with my gut.
Stick with your gut.
And I had a tummy ache last night, so
that's why.
Why. Undisputed WWE Championship: Cody Rhodes versus AJ Styles in an I Quit match.
Love it.
Love the stipulation. I
like
really
the stipulation.
do. I love this feud. We talked last week about AJ's like fake retirement thing, the beat down, and no, this is great. I think I don't want to speak for both of us, but at least I was a little skeptical when they brought AJ back to do like,
me too.
You know, because I thought that was kind of a one and done, whatever. But this is fun. I'm having fun.
Yeah, no, the feud's
a good time.
Great. Listen, Cody Rhodes is gonna have his first 3 championship defenses, banger matches.
Yeah.
Absolute banger matches.
Yeah.
I'm not like, so I have Cody winning.
I have Cody as
that's
well.
That's my 3.
That's my 4.
So I believe it's like I think Cody will win. I don't think he's losing to anyone besides like if there's no Rock interference, Roman interference, if no one in the bloodline is involved in any way, I don't think he's losing. I think that there needs to be some involvement where that's how he loses the belt or whatever. Mm-hmm. AJ, it's just like, I'm happy he's getting another match. I think the I Quit match will be great. But it's like, it really sucks that he's going to lose 2 straight matches. And that's where like, that's where I'm still kind of not upset, but like, it's great he's getting these matches and everything like that. But we're not burying him because he's AJ Styles, but like he's just losing. He's just losing. At the end of the day, he's being fed to Cody Rhodes, which great matches. He's done it in the past.
Everyone,
Roman Reigns
for the next year, everyone's gonna get fed to Cody.
And like I get it, like and that makes sense. Like Cody dethroned Roman, he's gonna have a strong reign. Like this is what Cody should be doing, and I'm okay with that. It's just I really hope that post this feud, AJ Styles will be okay and that they have something set for him, because I hate seeing him lose. Like he only had so much time left where it's like I want to see him ride off into the sunset and stuff and like have one more reign, have this, have that. I just don't think this is more believable than the first match, but I still don't think it's like I don't believe AJ's going to beat Cody.
Well, the I Quit stipulation is interesting.
That's why it's my 3. This could have been it was my 5 last the first match that they had.
Well, less for the outcome, but more so for like the, you know, if AJ loses and he says I quit, is he like, is this like
quitting WWE?
How much of an I Quit match do we think this is? Like in the past they've touted as like, if you say I quit, you quit WWE. This doesn't seem like they're putting it, this just seems like an I Quit the match sort of thing. They haven't really, I mean, they did other than the retirement, the fake retirement thing. But who knows? Could this be?
He's quitting to go to
be
TNA.
The last? I mean, that's what we thought. That's what we thought it was.
I know that's kind of the fantasy. That's the tinfoil
I think he should.
Hat, but I think that would be pretty sick if they did that. Hey,
I mean, he was also, we were talking about last week too, is AJ is definitely in this conversation. Like we were talking about Randy, we were talking about Ray, of like these veteran guys who can still absolutely go, that I think deserve one last title run.
Yeah.
And kind of piggybacking off what you were saying is AJ's that guy. It sucks that it sucks. I love this Cody run, but like you were saying, it does kind of suck that it's like the inevitable, like, you're losing to Cody, you're losing to Cody, you're losing to Cody, you're not going to touch that title. But
Mama Rhodes is going to be in Scotland.
Yeah, I saw that tweet. Yeah,
Mama Rhodes. So that some people are saying that makes my confidence in Cody go down a little bit. But no,
I think it's gonna be like some Rock involvement or something.
Yeah, maybe just like his mom being there and just like her maybe.
That makes me more confident in Cody. You know how strong he is with his mom in the audience.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
That's,
you know what I mean.
The mom in the audience. No, I don't think it diminishes my confidence, but. Interesting little tidbit. Wonder how she'll get involved.
And also, there's rumors of Roman coming back for SummerSlam.
He should.
So it's like, you have to you kind of put, and like you were mentioning bloodline stuff, but got to think about that when it's like,
right?
Are they what are they revisiting? Are they touching Cody for SummerSlam?
Him right back into the championship picture? Is he going to deal with all the new bloodline stuff?
Right. I would hope that.
Also, new bloodline member. Coming through.
Is it another Tonga, right? Or something?
Well, that's not his Twitter. I know you don't have it downloaded on your phone, but they updated it like a day ago, and it actually is so slow now. It's ridiculous.
I think this is what you're looking for. WWE has filed a trademark for Tonga.
Yeah, this guy right here. He was in, I believe he was in New Japan.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, they're calling him Tala. I'm assuming Tala. Oh, Tala is his middle name. That would make sense. But they're giving him the Tonga last name. So, yeah, another guy that isn't Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
How many fucking people are they adding to this group, man? I mean, I know there's so many of them, but...
You think they changed Jacob's name?
Jacob Tonga.
Jacob Tonga.
I mean,
what's confusing me is like Tonga's a last name and it's also a first name.
Right.
Tonga Loa, and then Tama Tonga. Why? What are they doing?
I don't know. Not everyone needs to have Tonga in their name.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just something I saw. Apparently, I think he was in New Japan. I can't find.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Now, but yeah, so something to keep your eye out for.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just at this point, I'm just kind of waiting for Jacob.
Yeah. Well, apparently they don't want to bring him up because they think he's going to outshine Solo.
Oh my God!
I wholeheartedly believe it's
for
true.
sure.
So that's tough.
Especially if like they, which I'll be curious, especially because heels tend to do less flashy stuff in WWE. I'll be curious if they kind of nerf his moveset a little bit,
right?
Because he's flying all over the place, and he's a
motherfucker. Yeah, he's going to be great. But yeah, besides the point.
Yeah. We said how much for your
3.
Yeah, this is my 4. Okay, Cody. Yeah, I guess that's all I have for that as well.
All right, last match.
World Heavyweight Championship match: Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. There's some stuff here also that I didn't consider going on. So initially, right? Who do you have?
I have Drew.
Okay,
1 point.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
I have Drew for 3 points.
Okay.
A little bit, my confidence points, I don't know, a little high.
Bold. I respect it.
So initial thing here's the obvious. We're in Scotland.
Yes.
Drew hasn't had, other than his WrestleMania moment being stolen from him, we haven't had yet a win that led to a reign in front of a crowd.
Correct.
Again, I can't reiterate enough. We're in Scotland.
Correct.
I have really liked Damian's Priest run. I think it's been solid. But at the end of the day, it is Damian Priest.
Correct.
And
he is a transitional champion.
Right. We learned that vocab word.
Yep.
I would be shocked if they give up this moment to close out that show in Scotland. Drew holding up that title.
I don't even think it's more about them not taking advantage of them being in Scotland, because I can absolutely see, I mean, granted, that's why I have the 1 point. I can see them doing that where Drew comes up short in Scotland, like upsets I mean, Damian Priest is a heel at the end of the day, so like ultimate heel heat. I think Judgment Day isn't going to be at ringside. They had the match,
right?
So that's a factor now.
But like,
too.
they're
but
gonna.
I still believe that there will be some involvement. Is CM Punk going to play a part?
So that's
in this? So
that's
you can look.
thing.
I believe he is going to be involved. But the question is he going to outsmart Drew, or is Drew going to outsmart CM Punk this time?
Yeah,
I'm in the camp that if CM Punk gets involved, Drew should outsmart Punk here because he outsmarted him at Mania. Drew has played this character, so I think he's the best character in WWE. He's
killing
right
it,
now.
yeah.
I genuinely believe that. I think you have to let him, because if CM Punk outsmarts him again, now you're getting to the point where he's like, okay, he's kind of like stupid, like he twice in a row, like he's let this guy like get into his head.
And his whole character is supposed to be this aware, smart
exactly.
guy. Right?
And he learned his lesson at Mania. He shouldn't let it happen again at Clash of the Castle. So I'm in the camp of CM Punk will try to get involved, whatever way that is. Drew McIntyre either takes him out, doesn't get distracted by it, and still ultimately beats Damian Priest. I would like and then I'm like, Gunther's getting a title match. So like, if we do Drew Gunther, is Drew gonna beat Gunther? Is Gunther gonna lose that first match? Which I think that's how it should go at this point, because I love Gunther and everything, but not everyone needs to win every single match.
And now he's with how I look at the Gunther situation is he's like, he conquered the mid card, he conquered the IC title match. Now he's with the big boys,
right?
And he can lose against the big boys.
It's okay to lose a match every now and then. You don't. He's lost one besides the 5-minute Chad Gable match thing. He's only been pinned. He's only been pinned once on the main roster. Sami Zayn. That was 2 months ago.
Yeah.
He can lose. It's okay. And he's had a championship in like NXT UK, WWE. He's had a championship in WWE for like 75% of his time in the company. He doesn't always need to have.
I think it also makes like he doesn't need to be like a Roman where he's like above the main card guys.
Time.
I think he can be with the main card guys, lose against some main card guys, and it also or main eventers, I guess I should say. It also gives credit to like the current main eventers where it's like, Gunther met his matches, right? And so it proves like, all these guys
gives you something to work towards, and also I think too, like, there's so much story to be told with Drew, CM Punk, and even Damian Priest still with the Judgment Day, that if you put the belt on Gunther,
it derives the whole thing.
It takes because now that title picture, like that title, like none of them are going to touch it, because if he wins it, Gunther, he's going to have a long reign. It's not going to be like a 2-month reign. He'll have a hit for a little bit.
And people could argue you don't need the title for Drew Punk, but you do. I think
it's a big part. Because CM Punk went for it when he came back. Granted, he was on Seth. Now it just so happens to be Drew, CM Punk, the story. It revolves around the belt.
I think. So the CM Punk involvement was kind of the whole crux of the situation. I've been seeing a lot of like, I think because we mentioned it in one of the last quiz videos, offhand we mentioned. I think it was during our transitional champion discussion, and we mentioned Drew, and we were like, or we mentioned Damian, and then we were like, oh, Drew's winning, and then so a lot of the conversation is Punk's going to interfere, cost Drew the title, and it is a ultimate heel move, or like not heel move, but like going against your rival move, to cost him in his hometown. It would add a lot to the CM Punk Drew story, but I think you're right. Is you can accomplish both. By CM Punk comes in somehow, doesn't accomplish what he needs to. Drew wins it. It makes Drew look better with the title. Like, imagine Drew holding up the title and CM Punk's looking up at him. He's like, fuck, I didn't get you. Yeah. You learned.
You outsmarted me.
You're a lot smarter than I thought. And we're here.
And that adds just as much to the story.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Because now Drew McIntyre can talk all his shit and stuff like that, and
then again, now you have the title involved in this feud, which you didn't have before.
Right.
Exactly. So now it's like it's even huge, and ultimately, Punk will win it. I think eventually.
Point, yeah. Because you can do because if Damian wins and you do Damian Gunther, I'm sorry, Damian isn't beating Gunther. That's
the point too, right?
That's set in stone that Gunther's going to win. So, yeah, I think Drew. Listen, in front of that home crowd, I don't think like it could be anywhere, and I think this is the way it should go. But like being in front of the home crowd too, like that pop will be,
it's gonna be crazy.
It will be sick. So I give him, he deserves it. I mean, he's had an amazing run with this character. He got his win at WrestleMania, but I mean, they're really just like he still needs to have that solid title reign in front of fans, and he would absolutely kill it. So yeah, go Drew.
Yeah,
go Drew.
I agree. And I definitely, it's seem like we're in the same camp of definitely CM Punk involvement.
Yeah, big time.
The Discord always runs their own, which shout out Savannah.
Shout out Savannah.
I think they put this on. The Discord does their own little predictions, which I think is cool.
Love that.
So I'm just kind of, a lot of them they'll add in a lot of like who will get the pin, like extra points and stuff. We don't really do that, but sometimes there's like a real unique question. Oh no, I guess not. Any other predictions? Oh, this one's pretty cut. As for like WrestleMania, it was a lot of like, do you think this is going to happen? Who interferes? Like, da-da-da. But anyway, that's your, how many points you said? 2 or 1?
That's 1.
That's your 1. Yeah, that's my 3. And you are we didn't even, you don't have to get it, but it is over there.
It is just
Predictions Championship is over there.
Yeah.
Predictions Championship will be on the line this
will be.
Saturday. I guess it doesn't help the prestige of it that we're just like, it's over there, whatever.
Nah, hold on.
There you go.
Hold on. This mic can travel.
That is true.
Look at this guy right here on the line.
Will be on the line this Saturday afternoon.
See if I can make back-to-back defenses.
God, I love a Saturday afternoon, baby.
Love it. Actually, I don't know. It depends what time it is. Me and Taylor have another concert on Saturday, so I don't know if we'll...
But even still, like, it gives you,
I'll watch it the next day.
You can watch, like, Sunday morning or,
with my Sunday morning coffee. Some
even, like, even push it to a Monday afternoon if your weekend's real busy. Yeah, because I don't know if I'm catching it live either.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of it regardless.
All right.
Okay. We got a couple more things, a couple more beats to touch on before the end of the main feed.
And we get into the Patreon.
Which that's I usually plug it at the beginning. Didn't plug it yet, so now is a good time to plug it. Patreon.com/Stache Club Wrestling. This is today's free episode. Whole episode, blah, blah, blah. You get all the big beats, whatever. If you want a bonus episode every single week, you want this episode ad-free, and you want the bonus episode ad-free, and you want a bonus episode, patreon.com/Stache Club Wrestling.
And honestly, great time to do this because I know everyone in the comments now is just like, why have you not mentioned the Celtics, Dante? Why have you not talked about the Celtics being
freaking
up 3-0 against the Dallas Mavericks?
They're going to sweep.
I fucking said Celtics in 5. Can you believe that they might actually sweep them? I believe it because they're much better than Dallas.
Is the next game home?
No, it's in Dallas, so they might win it in Dallas.
Would game 5 be home? Push it to 5.
Honestly,
push it to 5.
But there's something about winning
sweep
it.
Would be fucking
there's
crazy.
something about sweeping and winning it on the opposing team.
Oh, that's true
floor,
too.
Like fucking those Dallas.
That's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt.
Our team, we thought we were so much better. You're not. If you want to hear me talk about the Celtics, you can check out my basketball podcast, Sitting Courtside. Link will be in the bio in the description. I do that, Sitting Courtside, YouTube. Follow, subscribe, appreciate the support.
For the sake of the podcast, better hope it goes to Game 7.
No, for the sake of my sanity, I hope it ends in 4 or 5. I can't handle a 7-game series. So we'll see what happens. So we'll see.
All right, we got all right. Liv Morgan.
It's getting hot in here.
Whoa.
Now, wow, you're getting a little spicy.
Now, I do want to say, I know every other, there's a million of them out there. Every other wrestling podcast, every other 2 dudes, 3 dudes, whatever, wrestling pod. We're not going to be saying anything different. Everyone's having the same reaction here. Everyone's like, I'd fold. They're like, we're not, like, I don't know.
Dom's a stronger man than me.
So, like, I know every single dude, like, the wrestling podcast, or dude hosted wrestling podcast is saying the same shit. We're not saying anything different.
No.
Which is very funny because I've seen reactions online and everything. Like, everything is just like
that lucky son of a bitch.
It's so crazy. But for those that don't know,
Dom has his hands full, literally.
Wowee. So on Raw, she leaves him the room key, calls him daddy.
Bro.
Jesus. Oh,
Dude,
Jesus Christ.
this segment
Ooh,
when
goodness
Dom
gracious.
shows it to Carlito, JD, and Finn, and he slams on the table with the reactions, and Carlito goes, "Oh, that's cool."
Yeah.
That's
cool.
Was crying.
Oh, that's cool.
Finn's like, no, that's not cool. He was like, no, not cool. It is so all their facial reactions, everything. Dom's like trying to keep a straight face.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
That's like part of the best part of all this is like there's a lot of comedic and sexual stuff with it that like is so funny to watch them not break. And you know,
so good. It's so good.
So
That's cool.
like you said, slam the room card on the table. The key card on the table. Then there's another segment. They're in that same spot. Key card's gone.
Finn
Key card's gone.
swipes it away.
You think so?
Yeah,
Or did he actually do it?
No, there was a video of when they like put their hands up. His other hand just swiped it away.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I want to see
Yeah,
this. I
check it.
didn't catch this.
No, Finn Balor.
Wait a minute.
Finn Balor took the people were like Carlito's gonna take that card for himself. That segment absolutely killed me. I was crying.
Okay, here it is. Let's see. Oh, this isn't gonna
Yeah.
show. Let's see. Oh, okay.
When no one's
Oh,
looking.
okay. Well, that's still okay. I thought that was going to derive the conversation.
No.
But so yeah, it is interesting. Finn took it because there's a lot of like maybe Finn is the one
Maybe he's the one that's interested.
because Dom's not been giving in, but he's not been rejecting it. He's just been kind of playing it straight down the line.
I said this a week or so ago, and I talked about how there is a theory online about when the Judgment Day like just formed, like Edge, Damian, and Rhea, how like AJ, Finn, and Liv were going against them, and Finn and Liv were like, we're gonna like do everything we can to like dismantle them. And that I don't know if they're still playing into that's anything at all, but maybe like Liv and Finn have a little thing, and they're trying to.
That's what I'm saying.
Destroy the Judgment Day from the inside. I don't know. There's a lot of different interesting directions they could go down.
The moment everyone's talking about, again, we're not saying anything new here. Of course, we're talking about it. During the match, whatever, the big tag match, whatever, Liv gets knocked off the apron, conveniently falls onto Dom in what can otherwise be described as a straddling position, right on top of him. She even, I don't know if you caught this. This is like right after Michin ripped her off him. She kind of started reaching up toward the neck a little bit. Whoa,
she was getting a little handsy.
Wow,
it was something. It was steamy.
You know what I didn't even think of, but I think it's a good. I don't know if you call it not an Easter egg, but a little subtle thing is Rhea's thing is mommy's always on top. Liv was on top.
She was on top.
Isn't that good? I didn't even think of that.
Dom is always on the bottom.
And apparently,
Dom is a bottom guy. He's a bottom guy. Yeah, man. There's a lot of sexual tension.
This is wild.
A lot of sexual
Nuts.
tension going
Insane.
on. We're getting close and close to that live sex celebration.
You know,
Edge Lita recreation. We're getting close. I don't know what we're doing here.
But yeah. So out of this, I probably no payoff at Clash of the Castle. I can't imagine this involves with the Damian match.
Yeah, Liv doesn't have a match, so I can't imagine there'll be too much there. Not that there needs to be, but
there's a lot. I don't know if the conversation is like, is it just a ploy to get in Rhea's head or take Dom away? Is she actually interested in Dom? There's the Finn thing.
How's that
viable at all? To this? Is she trying to destroy Judgment Day? Is Finn gonna turn on him, go with Liv? Is Dom gonna ultimately go with Liv?
A lot of possibilities.
I don't know. Regardless, though, that clip going around.
It's the most 2 weeks in a row. They've had their clips were the most viewed on like WWE social media, YouTube, whatever.
Does not surprise me. Yeah, when you like Google or even like start to look up like Dom or Liv, the fill in is like the other's name. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
But yeah, so that's that. Everyone relax. Everyone take a cold shower.
Everyone.
Like I said, it's like we're not saying anything different than all the other dude hosting wrestling podcasts. Are all just like, whoa, which like, hey,
wow, Liv Morgan, huh?
Wooga. So crazy stuff. Something we haven't really touched upon touched upon on LA Knight and Logan feud. Jesus Christ. LA Knight and Logan Paul feud.
Yeah.
It's building up here.
We're getting there.
Fun stuff.
That's got to be the SummerSlam feud.
I think so.
Because Money in the Bank is the next pay-per-view after this.
SummerSlam's in Cleveland. That's the one in Cleveland, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They could do the match at Money in the Bank, but I feel like both of those guys
I keep
could be
forgetting
in the
Money in the Bank's in between.
match. Ooh.
I keep forgetting
And
that.
I kept saying I want LA Knight to win the Money in the Bank this year.
At this point, if he's already in the U.S.
At this
title
point, he's in the U.S. title
yeah.
picture. He's gonna start in the mid card.
Because we're just gonna have him lose a world title match.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think both those guys could be in the Money in the Bank match. So you can kind of like extend the feud can go till SummerSlam, and it could like
they can
pick
both be in
up
it for
at Money in
sure.
the Bank if they're both in the match or whatever. And maybe they cost each other, whatever it may be. But yeah, man. I mean, this is the feud that we've been waiting for.
Been expecting it.
Yeah.
But like glad we're here. Glad we're finally here.
I love the back and forth Logan Paul doing his little promo from like his house or whatever it is, shitting on him and
He was
stuff
like he's like, I can't talk right now. I'm at a Tetris tournament, which like he actually was. Did you see the video?
No, I didn't.
Got his ass kicked.
Really?
Yeah,
he was in a Mr. Beast did this huge video with like a ton of content creators, and Logan Paul was there.
Oh.
It was like a ton of different people.
Huh.
They haven't put out the video yet. So it was
okay.
like they just like filmed it, but one of the Moist Criticals,
Yeah.
he was involved in it as well. He put out a video like not talking about it. He goes, yeah, like I did this thing and Logan Paul was there, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, no, anyways, I think this is a great feud. I think the back and forth with each other has been awesome too. I mean, Logan Paul, he holds his own on the mic. Once he kind of settled into being himself and being that heel and stuff, I think he's really improved on the mic and more just comfortable. And LA Knight, obviously one of the best guys on the mic right now. So I think it's a great feud. They bounce off each other well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked I like the whole idea of like, LA Knight's kind of like the older veteran and kind of it's a lot of like, you think you're so smart, kid. Like it's that sort of, bravado. I liked in the video of Logan just being like, which I did see it was a little funny because he is like the mid-card champion, but he was like,
go back to the mid-card
where you belong. Which
I think he was alluding to the fact that he was like just had a world championship match, whatever. But yeah, that was funny for him to say that when you are the mid-card champ.
This is the he's like he kept losing in the Tetris match, which I didn't know he was like a Tetris savant.
Yeah, me neither.
He's like he's stressing the fuck out. He's so stressed, dude.
He got beat by a 14-year-old. That honestly, like, yeah, I can
puts the shit down.
He's so mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never knew he was like.
I love that.
June 8th, this past week, shot a commercial for a new company, competed in Mr. Beast's video for $1 million, played in the Tetris World Championships, finished filming a documentary, humbled a bodybuilder in a fist fight.
I think he was talking Bradley Martin, but I think that was fake. I think that was a staged thing.
Yeah, this is
Logan
fun.
Paul is like one of those guys that just at this point like just does side quests.
And he does. You can't see it. I saw a different video where you can see it, but you can also kind of see him holding it. Bring the U.S. title,
dude. That's why they want him to keep the belt.
He's got it.
Bringing it everywhere, dude.
Maybe less so for a Tetris tournament, but either way, you get it all.
Yeah, he's doing his thing.
He is also, not to get political, but
I saw
he is having Trump on Impulsive. And they took a picture with the United States Championship.
Dude,
are you crazy?
He wants to have Biden on.
I just saw that.
So it's kind of like he wants his viewers to get.
He's covering the race, which is crazy.
I mean, sure. I mean,
why?
I probably won't tune into either episode personally, but like, yeah, that's insane.
I'm more interested in watching clips, but like, I think again, I don't want to get too into it, but like, the Trump one's gonna be crazy. They have to talk about WWE a little bit.
They're gonna talk. I think one thing they definitely should talk about, because it was the anniversary the other day when Vince McMahon's limo exploded. Trump thought that was real, so he called the headquarters the next day and was like, "My condolences to the family," and they're like, it's fake.
Oh my god!
Like that's a real
thing. So much sense.
Bro, I hope he brings that up and they talk about that. That would be so funny. I mean, WWE Hall of Famer. I guess.
Yeah, that's holy shit.
I can't believe it. But yeah, sure.
Ricochet update.
Ricochet.
We were early.
We jumped
kind of accidentally early.
Yeah, credit us.
So after a great TV match, I don't think it was like an all timer for them, but a great Ilya versus Braun, really fun. I'm surprised we got that straight up on Raw. Ricochet comes out and attacks Braun. Then a little later backstage, Braun and Ricochet get into it. Braun gives Ricochet a little going away party. Potential going away party, all but confirmed going away party. Tosses Ricochet's head into the side of the truck.
His landing.
A la Kevin Nash, Rey Mysterio, WCW.
That landing, bro. That had to hurt.
Ends with Braun slamming Ricochet into a car windshield. Real glass.
People are like, where was CM Punk?
That's the first thing I saw.
Where was his input? It's like, bro, come on.
So reports are really seeming all but confirmed that Ricochet is not re-signing with WWE.
Apparently, his contract expires next month in July.
Okay. I thought it was up sooner. That's great.
And they put out a graphic that was like, he'll be out for an undisclosed amount of time or something like that. So, yeah, listen, I think they played it well. I mean, they killed him on live TV.
Yeah.
Samantha Irvin kind of like...
She was distraught, left her post.
That Pat McAfee took over for the rest of the night, which was funny.
I want to talk about that. He did a good job.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I was out at a bar in New York when I saw the tweet that he wasn't going to resign. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
It's like, we just talked about this.
Yeah.
And like my thoughts are, and I said this in my follow-up tweet, and I want this to be very clear. Because I know people are going to be like, oh, WWE fanboy, this and that. You're just saying that because you like this, that more. No, listen. Ricochet is going to go to New Japan or AEW. That's what I think.
I think TNA is probable too.
So I was thinking TNA, but now that they have this whole thing with WWE, I don't know if he's going to like want to be like... Because he'll still like.
I think he'd be fine being associated.
Being associated,
I don't think he's leaving on bad terms.
I don't think he's leaving on bad terms either. But I think him leaving is like fresh start. He wants a full disconnect.
I get what you're saying.
What I mean?
Yeah,
so sense. I prefer him to go to New Japan because I think he'd have insane matches. They have the tournaments. They have this and that. I think he'd be great. If he goes to AEW, and I want to clarify this one more time, I'm not a WWE. I'm just saying, I'm not a WWE fanboy. I'm not saying this because like you can say I prefer WWE or not. I just think he'll get lost in the shuffle in AEW. And again, people could say, oh, that's where he is in WWE now. And I'm not even arguing with that. I'm not like disagreeing with that at all. He is getting TV time. He is in, storylines and stuff. I think the whole speed champion thing is stupid. I do think that's dumb. But let's be honest. Like, if he goes to AEW, he'll have a few great matches to start. Will Ospreay was pushing for him to come to AEW. Swerve has been putting out tweets kind of alluding to that. And those matches, he'll have unbelievable 5-star matches in AEW, 1,000%. But I think it'll just die out after so long. And I think he'll just be another guy that's just another guy in the company. Which I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying people think like, these guys are going to go over and then they're going to become world champions. They're going to be this and they're going to be pushed that they never were in WWE or whatever company they were in. I just don't see that with Ricochet. I think he's an amazing wrestler and could have some title reigns. I just don't see him being much higher on the card or being more elevated than he is in WWE. If that makes sense. I get it. You know what I mean? And if you want to call me a hater... fine. I'm not, whatever, but that's not me coming from I prefer this over that. That's just how I see it. Personally.
And you can even look at like it took them a while to get going with a name much larger than his in a Mercedes Moné.
I don't want this to turn into a WWE versus AEW thing. I really don't. But like there are instances where like they sign guys like Jay White is the first example that comes to my mind. He was the New Japan World Champion. He was this big name, and like yes, he's in storylines. He is the Trios Champion, but like. He's not been treated like the Jay White that he was before he went to AEW. And that's just the truth. So I just like, it's okay to say that he's not going to be, not that he won't be better off, but it's not that he's going to be much bigger in the other company than where he is now. That's just, I don't know. It's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but
I think I can't really comment on New Japan. Only then just I hear that New Japan's not in the best state right now.
Yeah,
so
and they have a working relationship with AEW. So even if he went to New Japan, he could show up in AEW and stuff. But.
And you could also make the argument of like New Japan could use him to help build back up. Sure. You know, whatever. TNA and AEW is kind of the same argument for me. It's just like I honestly think he could be. I agree with you, like the fresh start thing, but like I could see him being a bigger star in TNA.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
I do definitely.
I mean, they re-signed Matt Hardy, and he's already getting world championship matches. So.
At bare minimum, I definitely can agree that like AEW's roster is packed.
It's just loaded.
So, and there's a lot of, like they have a...
And it's no discredit to him. It's just the fact that there's so many great wrestlers there.
Right. Like they have a Malachi Black and a Pac who are, I think are in the same like class as a Ricochet and are struggling to get, but also like Malachi Black had a great match with Copeland. Pac just had a promo on Dynamite that he's kind of rejuvenating his kind of, stuff. So, like, I don't know. I think, and this is also coming from, I don't know much about his Prince Puma Lucha Underground days. But from what I gather is he was a pretty substantial star in his Prince Puma days.
Big time.
So if they can, but also that was what, I don't know, 10 years ago, or I don't know, like 8 to 12 years ago or whatever.
He's been in WWE since at least like 2016 maybe.
Okay, so not as long.
So almost, almost 10 years ago.
Okay, okay. Either way, he, that is 10 years ago. If they can recapture what they had, maybe they bring him back as Prince Puma.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know if Ricochet is like copyrighted. I don't know if they have like the name for that.
I don't think it'll be easy, but I would be. I think maybe how he's looking at it is it's like, well, I hit the ceiling in WWE. If I hit the ceiling I might hit the ceiling in AEW, but might as well give it a shot.
Sure.
Yeah,
dude. And it's like,
not that that's not what you're saying.
I think that he will like get TV time. I think he will be featured on AEW television. I think he'll have better matches in AEW than in WWE because I think like the leash is off a little bit more. Sure. It's more focused on wrestling, which is what he is. I just don't know if he can separate himself enough where he'll be in a higher position in AEW than WWE. And that's because there's so much talent in AEW. And it's just like, he's an amazing wrestler. I just don't know. And I'm happy that he's doing what's best for him.
Sure.
And that he's doing this. I think that's amazing. And I'm going to be a fan of him. And no matter what company he's in, it's just, I don't have the highest of expectations. That's all.
We did kind of get our answer from last week, how we were kind of saying like, because last week we didn't. It was less clear of what he was doing, and we were kind of saying like, if you stay in AEW or do you stay in WWE, kind of maybe take it easier. You're satisfied with where you are, or do you go to an AEW or a TNA or a New Japan and try to get the most out of what you have left in your career in your prime? So it seems like we at least got that answer of like he's like, oh, I want to at least try my best to go all out for the remaining, time I have.
So I'm looking. So he signed with WWE early 2018.
Okay.
But so Lucha Underground is interesting because it's like a filmed show. Right. It was like on Netflix or something. It was on some streaming thing. So he had a match. His last match was in June 2016. It was the third season, and his last match, he challenged Johnny Mundo. John Morrison, big fans of that guy. It was like he put his career on the line in Lucha Underground. He won, but immediately after Pentagon challenged him, say loser has to retire, then he lost. But in his contract, it states that he couldn't wrestle anywhere else until the third season was over. And the third season didn't air until October 2017. So he wrestled his final match in June 2016, but the episode didn't air until 2017. And I guess he voices displeasure about Underground Fighting Company holding him back as a reason why he had not been signed by a major promotion. So I guess that was a big thing.
Wait, he blamed Lucha Underground?
So he couldn't appear on television. For another promotion until season 3 had been aired in its entirety. And
That's
and it didn't get aired
wild.
16 months after that match happened.
Wow.
So technically,
Holy shit.
he hasn't been Prince Puma since 2016, but he signed with WWE beginning of 2018.
Wow.
A lot
That's
of information there. Yeah, I just learned a lot there. So yeah,
Lucha Underground is something I haven't seen it other than like highlights in a match here and there.
On something.
It's somewhere. I don't know.
Watch it.
I watched. What did I watch? I watched I think I might have watched Ray. I want to say Ray and Prince Puma, or maybe I watched Ray and Ray Fenix. I watched
the Roku
something.
channel.
Oh,
What? It used to be on.
I got
Netflix.
me a Roku.
Apple. You have to buy it.
Is it its
Apple
own
TV
membership?
or Amazon Video? Come
Weird.
on, don't make me buy this shit. Come on. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was on Netflix, but I don't know.
Interesting.
Anyways, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll see where Ricochet ends up. So the thing is, it's one thing if you get released from your contract, and if it runs out. If it runs out, I don't think he has a the 90-day compete clause. So I think he can just show up wherever. If he got released,
Yeah, that sounds
you have
right.
to wait 90 days. So he might be able to show up somewhere like he might be at All In. He could be at All In August for all we know if he goes to AEW. So yeah, interesting to see where he ends up.
I think if I this isn't even like what I like you were saying, like, you kind of would rather a New Japan. More so what I expect is at this point I kind of expect AEW.
Yeah.
But
Tony Khan was asked about, and he was like, "If you don't mind, I don't want to talk about wrestlers that I can't sign right now that are with another company." I think he said.
Interesting.
So, and I mean, listen, Will Ospreay was pushing for it. Swerve Strickland's pushing for it. I'm sure they're in Tony's ear about it, and I can see it happening.
And then like people are nervous, which I don't think this has any legs, but people are nervous like Samantha will leave. I don't think so.
Listen, people are like, well, couples want to stay together. There are also couples that are in both different companies, and like they'll make it work. They'll make it work. So.
Plus, if they live in, a lot of wrestlers live in Florida, and then AEW goes to Daly's place and has some Florida shows and shit. It's like, yeah.
I will. If they lose Samantha, that would be a big loss.
Oh, for sure,
would be a huge loss. But I don't see that happening.
So that Pat stepped up to the plate to do some announcing real quick, and he was like, what do you say? Big Scottish bastard for Drew.
Something like that.
And then Finn was coming down. He was like 0% body fat or something.
That's true.
Really good. It was like he was really good in an unserious way.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
it's not gonna replace what Samantha does.
With it.
He was having fun.
Yeah, he was having fun with it.
There was like some commentary of just let Pat do it. Oh, Samantha can go, and it's like he announced two guys in a funny way.
Yeah,
it's
he's
relax.
not replacing anyone. Yeah.
All right, we have a tiny bit of time left. I want to mention. Let me think. We got some NXT Battleground.
Yeah, I think that's a big one to talk about.
Yeah.
I think that's a good one.
I think we're gonna talk some about it in the Patreon.
Sure.
But well, we can also go to like Cody. We can start here where Cody announces a 25-man battle royal to determine Trick Williams' next contender. He also hints other locker rooms could be involved.
Hey, say his name and he appears. I believe in
the rumor.
Joe Hendry.
That'd be sick.
Said that on 2 shows. They've said it on Raw, and because I think Pat McAfee said it when Drew was cutting a promo, and then they said something.
They said what? They said say his name.
Say his name and he'll appear. I think, but he was referring to like Drew or something like that.
Oh, they said it. Oh, that's funny.
So they've said. I think they said on NXT too. Listen,
I mean, NXT's a spot for him.
It's the spot for it. The fans love him. It's just like it's perfect. 25-man battle royal. This is a perfect.
He's got to
do it.
He's got to be in it.
That pop is gonna be massive.
Put him at number 25.
Dude,
fuck it.
Oh my God, Joe Hendry.
That'd be fun.
Shout out Joe Hendry. Follows me on Twitter. I love that guy.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah,
Hell yeah,
I
sick.
love Joe Hendry, dude. He is probably my favorite character outside of like WWE or AEW right now, bro. He is so in tune with the crowd. His song, Joe Hendry, it was like reaching #1 charts on like iTunes and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
bro. It had
a moment
viral,
on TikTok.
Like crazy.
Yeah, It really did.
He's so charismatic, great character, great wrestler. I mean, he's fucking massive. He's a big boy. Yeah, dude, I love that. I'm assuming it's going to happen, so I'm saying I can't wait for it to happen.
And
but
fuck it, have them win it. Fuck
sure,
it. Fuck
why
it, have
not?
them win it. Who
Why
gives a
not?
shit?
Come on, man, make it happen.
And then Cody also gifted JC Jane, who is currently sporting a face mask, gave her the dashing Cody Rhodes mask.
Passing up the torch in a way.
I like that he just had a night on NXT where he was just being like cool Uncle Cody.
Just hanging around,
yeah.
stuff like that. He got invited to the cookout by Trick Williams. Passing the torch a little bit. Yeah,
she's holding the mask, and I forget who it was next to her.
She was like,
dashing. Dashing.
So good. Hey, I mean, I don't know if that will like, I don't know if that's like a way of like actually like passing the torch and like pushing JC Jane more, but she's like been like, you know, a prominent figure in NXT. She was in Toxic Attract. She went like Mandy Rose and Gigi Dolan and stuff like that. Maybe this is something that like she's getting a little extra push because of this. That would be cool.
Yeah. NXT Battleground, fun night, great night. I think I said this last week, might even say it the week before. I'm making it more and more of a point to get more into NXT because I realize like it's not, I'm not saying anything new, but like it is like some of the craziest and best wrestling going on TV right now, and even just for the fact of like I like the idea of seeing like all these younger guys before they get their start. Like I've mentioned kind of missing out on the black and gold era, kind of missed out on the early Braun and Tiffany, era.
Big time.
So it's like, you know what? Especially with it being super hot with like new signees, TNA handshake, it's like I'm gonna.
There's a lot going on right now.
I'm locking in with it. So NXT Battleground, fantastic.
Kalani Jordan, first ever women's North American champion.
That match was
a ladder match.
Ball.
Need to watch that. I need to watch it. I didn't see it.
Kalani Jordan was great. Highlights for me were Lash Legend and Sol Ruka.
Dude, Sol Ruka
Unbelievable.
is amazing. She's gonna be so good.
She hit her the front flip cutter thing. She hit it on the ladder.
I think I saw that.
So
clip.
fucking sick.
No, she's awesome.
Both those women, and then also Kalani. I mean, everyone. I'm not even to single people out, but everyone in that match looked great. Even Michin being like the wrestler and kind of the ring general at night was really, really cool. But like I said, the two standouts for me, Lash Legend, Sol Ruka, both looked amazing. Like it's cool to see like there's 6 women in that match, whatever it is. That's the next 10 years, 10, 15 years of the women's division.
And there's still so many like women that got left out of the match.
Right.
Dude, NXT women's division.
They're stacked.
It is the strongest women's division in wrestling. I will stand by that.
Yeah, they're stacked.
As young as a lot of them are, it's so stacked.
And then I know, to be honest, these are kind of the two high. Like the Trick Williams, Ethan Page wasn't anything crazy.
Yeah.
Cool that it happened, but like other than that, Roxanne Perez retains her NXT Women's Championship against TNA Knockout Champion Jordan Grace.
I'm happy she won.
I'm happy she won. They both looked unbelievable. Jordan Grace is fucking
She's a star,
awesome.
bro. She's
give
a star.
me Jordan Grace versus Rhea Ripley. I need it.
So she's doing an open challenge at TNA's next pay-per-view, I believe. So assuming it's going to be another WWE.
That'd be sick.
Another WWE superstar.
That'd be cool.
I mean, we got to have WWE superstars show up on TNA. It's you have to return the favor.
I think so.
But it was cool. Like Jordan Grace lost, but like it was like screwy finish. Paxley came out, stole the. Actually, I mean, I said open challenge. Tatum Paxley probably will be the one that challenges because she came out, took the TNA Knockouts belt, and then Elegance by something. Elegance by something is her name in TNA, aka Dana Brooke, came out.
Oh,
she was in WWE, now in TNA. Oh, so the guy goes, Dana, no, Elegance, whatever. I thought that was pretty good. She showed up, so a lot of like more TNA involvement, which was pretty cool to see. And then Roxanne Perez took advantage of the distraction. Did you see Jordan Grace's ear?
Yeah.
So her earring literally just got ripped out, and her ear was ripped open because it got stuck in Roxanne's fucking
tires on their pants or something.
What do they call the fish hooks, fish nets?
Oh yeah.
Is that what they call
the
it?
Fish nets. Yeah,
fish nets. It got caught in it, and it just fucking ripped right out.
Oh yeah, I did notice that at the end of the match.
If you saw a close up picture, it's literally like just ripped.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Jesus
But
Christ.
I'm excited. Again, I've seen clips and stuff on Twitter. I need to go back and rewatch this, but I heard
Good show.
this was a really good show.
You can skip the tag match.
There's a few matches I'll probably
you can skip the tag match. The triple threat was fun.
I saw a few clips
Wesley,
from that too.
Obafemi, and Joe Gacy, I think.
No,
no, it was their names
Jensen?
sound the same. It was
Jensen?
fucking
Brooke Jensen? I could be wrong.
hold on.
We want to be correct here.
It wasn't Joe. Yeah, I know it wasn't Joe.
He's going to
Gacy.
be on Raw in a few days.
Joe Coffey.
Joe Coffey.
Joe Gacy, Joe
close
Coffey.
enough.
That's what
Close
I was.
enough.
Fun match. Obafemi got the retain.
He's talking about a fucking superstar.
Yeah.
That guy's going to be around for a while. He's also like 22, 23 years old, I think.
Is he really that young? Holy shit.
Crazy.
Also, Cody backstage on NXT said to, who was it? Lexus King, Ethan Page.
And then Sean Spears.
He was kind of like, you guys are in a good place. It's just a little,
They did a picture after they were
wink.
like pointing at each other like the Spider-Man meme or something. Love that.
I do want to, just for the sake of the main show, I do want to transition that to Dynamite last night. I just want to talk about the highlight. Part of the reason why I was up so late is I was out last night seeing Furiosa, which we'll talk about in the Patreon.
Yes, we will.
But I had to watch Will Ospreay versus Ray Fenix.
Oh, yeah.
Fun. Did I have some
Admittedly, Celtics were on last night.
Hey, I get it.
Didn't get
Game
to watch
3, I
Dynamite.
get it.
I'll check on some Dynamite later on.
It was fun. It was a solid show. But this match was the highlight for me.
I'm seeing that move right now. That's insane.
Yeah, no, they went crazy. Definitely a little bit of some high flying, a little bit of no selling,
maybe.
which I don't, some just crazy stuff, little spotty, depending on your style, depending on what you're into. I had fun personally, but I could see some people watching that match and be like, I hate this.
There's too much going on or something. Yeah,
but it was sick. I mean, and then they planted the seeds for, you'll like this, at the end of the match, Will Ospreay gets the win.
I saw the closing shot.
So Swerve comes down. Swerve's ringside the whole time, and Will ends up holding both the belts. Kind of takes the belts from Swerve.
The AEW one.
Holds both of them, and Swerve takes it back. He says in his ear, he goes, "You're lucky we're friends, because if anyone else did that shit, they'd be dead."
He can't lose.
God, I love Swerve.
He can't lose,
I want Swerve to win so bad. I love Will, but Swerve's title reign has been so fun.
I know
it can't end this quick. You know, which I think we talked about this at nauseum before. Not at nauseum, but we talked about this before, where Will has the international championship. He can lose the world title match, keep the run go. He doesn't need to be 2-belt Ospreay like the crowd was chanting. But AEW, they, like we said, we've been in maybe a few months ago, lull, but like Will Ospreay being prominently featured, Swerve having the title, a lot of people are coming back. We have Pat coming back. We have Lucha Bros back.
And
MJF being
Roosh
back.
are going to be next week. They announced that match for next week.
I don't love. It's a fine reintroduction feud. I don't love the Roosh MJF feud. It's fine. It's a good reintroduction feud for MJF.
They announced Blood and Guts.
Yes.
It'll be the Elite versus AEW's Best, I believe they said.
Yeah, so what I did, I kind of, again, I got home late last night, so I did kind of like fast forward to like the matches and stuff I want. So I think I missed a little bit of that, but it's Bucks, Okada, Jack.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be versus... they haven't announced anyone. Okay, I wasn't sure.
They just called out, give us AEW's Best. I think that's literally
I feel like they called out someone, didn't
Maybe they did.
I think they were like...
I saw...
They definitely called out someone. All right, we had a big learning tree. The learning tree segment, as much as I was kind of like, I'd like it last, which I still don't dislike it, I did kind of fast forward through it. I could have sworn they called out someone. Dustin busted open as usual. Good for him. Bad Blood and Guns, weird choice. All right, whatever. Yeah. I think they did. I can't remember. Either way, that's the show. We're heading to the after party. If you want to join us, patreon.com/Stache Club Wrestling. We're probably going to talk a little more NXT. We're going to talk about Furiosa. I want to we're probably going to talk about the Celtics. I don't know if you watched the first episode, but Who Killed WCW. Have you even seen that?
That came up on my YouTube, and I
you should watch it. It's good. It's fucking. We'll talk about it.
I've seen a few memes online where it's like everyone's like giving this or that reason, whatever, trying to cover up for it, and then Bret Hart's like, "Fuck Goldberg,"
bro.
Like
Bret Hart,
hater of the century, bro. That guy fucking he's gonna piss on his grave if Goldberg dies before Bret Hart. The meme where it's like, I went to my hater's funeral to make sure he's dead. Like that's him. Like that is him.
He is just like straight up in it. Just like people are. They want like a more detailed thing. He just like. Oh, Eric Bischoff killed it. Fuck that guy. Just like
no, he's so blunt about it. And Goldberg was like you knew the kick was coming. Like learn how to take a kick or something like that. And Bret Hart. Like
that must be in a later episode. I think that's an episode. I haven't seen episode.
That may have been separate. That may have just been like another interview or something like that.
Oh, could be. Who knows?
I don't know. But those two guys do not like each other.
I do want to watch. I think
it was on YouTube. They released
the first episode on YouTube. That's where I watched it on. I don't know if episode
is all of. Oh, I didn't know.
I think it's a 4-part series.
Honestly, that makes sense. Because I was like, you're going to fit all that into a 45-minute
Oh,
episode?
no.
Yeah, I saw the big boys, whatever. Big boys come to play or whatever.
Yeah, give me episode. I'd imagine episode 2 is going to be behind.
That's what, yeah. Who Killed Vice TV. I used to watch this so much in the pandemic.
Just like Vice
all,
stuff?
No, all like the, I guess this is different, but like Dark Side of the Ring.
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
I watched so many episodes.
Damn.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know how to
check it out.
Like I said, I think it's behind I think you have to like pay. I don't know if they all have their own fucking streaming service. I don't know how to.
I'll wait till it's free somewhere.
Vice TV. Yeah, I do watch. I watched which I guess is the point of them putting out for free on YouTube. I'm fucking hooked. It's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Patreon.com/Stache Club Wrestling if you want episodes ad free and the bonus episode. We'll see you over there.
See ya.
And thank you for joining us for today's episode. Bye.
Until next time. Bye. Peace.